In this video, we will go over a team that cleared Grave of Curse level 6 on day 4 of the server, which is the first day this dungeon is available. My main goal here was to utilize heroes that can overlap in different content, as building a team just for Grave of Curse is not efficient. We want to use heroes that we use elsewhere to reduce amount of experience and materials per hero needed. These teams include 2 heroes that are used in the Temporal Vortex and 3 heroes that are used in the Goblin Dungeon. So yeah, this is the power of legendary artifacts early in the game. Grave of Curse, which I think was very hard early on in season 1. I think I struggled here because obviously we had to have a certain setup as well. But this time around, even with changes to the Blood Prince and no really haste equipment, we can still do it. Obviously the rotation is 18 seconds. So if you see Garius here, he can cast his ultimate every 19 seconds. So we need to bring someone who can steal the ultimate or apply reduced charging speed. And I'll talk about that person just in a second. Obviously, I'm using Gatekeeper Staff, my new addition to this season, thanks to all the dupes I was getting from the Season 2 pool. Bad luck, good luck, who knows, really, but this artifact really pays off. Amazing, not only skill haste early on, but the overheal augment is converted into shield, which works really well here, because not only we heal, we also mitigate the damage, and through mitigating damage, the boss doesn't do too much damage to us, so even his shield is low, so we can clear that content faster. Random equipment here, based on defense, basically as much defense as possible, so the heals are better. We're using defense aura on top of it as well. And replicas here, you could have a chance to get replicas from the season 1 settlement. Maybe you did. If you did, then he's definitely worth the scrolls. He brings a little bit of randomness to the team because he has 3 times chance of applying one of these debuffs. Okay, so we are looking here for attack speed penalty and recharge speed penalty. Buff prohibition is also good, but not needed because we have someone else to do it. And on top of that, I'm also using Witch's Remains here to apply defense penalty. If you don't have Witch's Remain, you might go for the Crown. And again here, the set does not matter. What we want is accuracy over the threshold. So this is why I can't do level 7 yet, because I'm struggling with accuracy. Once I can get artifacts to level 16, because I even use accuracy chest here, then I'll be able to do level 7 and going forward. So yeah, he's the one that reduces the ultimate of the boss, and even with 20 seconds charge on him, we can still do it. And so yeah, replicas there, and we also have Gorax, a mandatory hero here. I mean, one of few options. But before I go to Gorax, let's talk about different options for replicas. If you don't have replicas, there's a rare hero that can do something very similar. Adri. Recharge speed penalty, and she steals ultimate energy. Way easier to control and way easier to do auto casting with her than with replicas. On top of that, there are a few others, but those 2 are probably the best ones. Now, Gorax. Gorax is here to do buff prohibition through his ultimate, and I'm using Spiritual Incense Burner here. With replicas and recharge speed penalty, I don't really need to, but since I've done it before, I'm too lazy to change the equipment. I could go more damage oriented here, but he still needs accuracy, right? And this artifact gives us accuracy. On top, recharges the ultimate, so he can cast this constantly. And what we want to do is we want to cast it before the first skill, which buffs him. So we need to skip the whole rotation, okay? The first rotation, we have to skip it, not use Gorax ultimate, and then use it. And our rotation is perfect going forward. Abro and Bledin. I've been using Bledin on my Ice Blast team. I was just too lazy to change him for anything else. You could bring Usha, you could bring any other good damage dealer. As you can see, my affinity is with Bledin, Garius and Voresh. You could bring in something else to work with it. I mean, really, there's so many options here when it comes to damage. It's up to you. Even you could even bring Traveler to get an extra shield, but he has to be frost. That's what I've done as well to clear the lower levels when I was playing around with things before I had to do Ripecas, because you can clear lower levels without Ripecas as long as you have enough damage mitigation. And if you're looking for some alternatives to Voresh, you could try and use Dane as well, but he will need skills. So yeah, Dane has a 100% chance to dispel the debuffs and also applies attack penalty 1. But there's a huge difference between attack penalty 1 and 2. Trust me. And obviously the one that we were using in season 1. In season 1, Garana, every third basic attack dispels 1 buff, but you need to be quick about it, or you can bring in Grover as well. But yeah, I prefer either Voresh or Dane, since I've used them in previous season. They're amazing going forward. I don't want to waste my resources on someone who I will not use eventually. We know in the end game we need as many heroes as possible. So yeah, DragonHeir to do damage basically, and Sigrid, that was a game changer to get through that level. The only reason I'm using the Hourglass here is for the accuracy, as I run out of the artifacts with accuracy. They are the lower ones as well, but I don't want to use them. I want to save this Essence of Creation. But you don't need Hourglass, you don't need that haste here because you have Ripecas, so she will be able to cast it more often. Anyway, and you still want to cast it just before the boss's ultimate, so you mitigate as much damage as possible. And again, 2 sets, accuracy on the chest, as you can see, it's really important to apply these debuffs early on. And yeah, food-wise, you want, again, if you struggle to stay alive, you want to bring a defensive food, which is free fish, 2 different types of fish that can do that. And casting, sadly, I'm not gonna go with auto. Usually I do auto for the content, but I just can't time it because Ripecas is so random. So as you can see, Bledin is just doing damage. We don't care about it. What we want to do now is once we are between skill number 2 and 3, we want to cast Ripecas ultimate, cast Sigrid ultimate to apply our attack penalty, and then cast Garius heal, which also provides us with shield, not on the first rotation, because he had extra buffs here, but now buff prohibition, the boss is not getting buffed, so no extra damage, no extra defense, and again rotation, Ripecas first. Ripecas can apply attack penalty, but we still want to use Sigrid's one just for the extra damage, and Garius heal plus shield, as you can see, and now we're taking almost none damage here, and we just follow with it. Obviously, since we are manually casting, mistakes can happen. Don't worry, if that happens, just repeat. And as you can see, randomness with Ripecas, we could not apply attack down. And there we go. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, please click the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. As always, thank you for watching. Stay safe. Bye.